Yeah. Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again. Real Kens TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Now, before I get into today's story, if you will, understand that I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. Meaning that anytime I bring you a story, it's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. So if you're on your way to work, you're at work, you don't feel like being there, as we so often don't. Co-workers is talking your head off, they getting on your nerves. You're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, you need to cry, perhaps you need to lay down and take a nap, or you're trying to go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you're listening to or viewing this video. Or you're just in the mood for a good old-fashioned true, keyword being true, penitentiary / life story / life experience. This is the channel for you. If you prefer your 8, 10, 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But at Real Kens TV, it's 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, there is a message. You know, as I scroll down my Facebook timeline, I see that there's a lot of people in this world that are truly hurting. A lot of people in this world, they're dealing with things and they don't know exactly how to deal with those things. And the reason I mention Facebook is because other than YouTube, that's pretty much the only social media platform that I use. Not really. I'm on Instagram, but I'm not really on there much. But I'm on Facebook on a regular basis. And as I mentioned, you just see so many sad stories, so many just sad posts that people make. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to share another experience, another story that hopefully will resonate with somebody. You see, oftentimes I joke, I laugh, I keep a smile on my face. But that hasn't always been the case. Even though I may appear to be a outgoing individual, which I am, a joking type of individual, I am. I also have my moments just like anybody else. I just disguise it well. Situation happened in my life a few years ago. And it was another down time in my life. Things was going well for me initially. So, I got to paint the picture for you all. Things was going well for me initially. Came out of prison. Hit the ground running. I'm not returning back to prison this time. I'm not returning back to prison this time. 3-time loser. Said that several other times, only to clearly be wrong about the situation. Came home. Got me a job. Wasn't the best job in the world. I was washing dishes and working at a fast food restaurant. But nevertheless, it was an honest paycheck. I started to clean my credit up. See, the woman that I was with at this particular time, she had been showing me how to get my credit straight. So I started to really, really work on my credit. Had 2 jobs, working all day long. Was able to save up my money. It was slowly, but it was slowly, but surely. It's not like you make that much money. I was making, I want to say $8.50 an hour at the fast food restaurant that I was at. And I was making $10 an hour washing dishes at the little cafe that I was at. But nevertheless, it was an honest living. Didn't have to worry about the police banging on my door or pulling me over or, kicking my door in or whatnot. Honest living. Something that I hadn't done in a long time. After about 1.5 years, things was really, really looking up for me. Got my credit up. I'd say about 2 years, to be honest. Got my credit score up to about 720. Saved some money. Had a few credit cards, with nice balances on, or nice limits on them. $5,000, $6,000 limits, Was really, really looking up for me. I was working at this place that you all may be familiar with, delivering pizzas, Papa John's. One of the few places that would really one of the only places that would give me an opportunity at full-time employment. Well, hold on, Ken. You just said that when you came home, you was working at a fast food restaurant, and then you was washing dishes for it. I was. But that was more so on a part-time basis, if you will. Like at the cafe when I was washing dishes, I would go in the mornings from about, I'd say, 10 to 3. Then I leave there, maybe get about a 45-minute break. Then I had to be at the fast food restaurant. And I close. So I guess you could kind of call that a full-time basis. But see, the thing about fast food restaurants is one week you might get 40 hours, the next week you might get 20. Depends on the labor, depends on the business, how busy they are. So it's very hard to count on a fast food restaurant as your main source of income, respectfully. Well, when I got this position at Papa John's, I was going to be a delivery driver, but they assured me rather, like your hours won't be cut. We always need drivers. I was happy about that. See, my history, if you are not familiar with my past, you can go back and look at several of my videos. I speak of my past. I was a criminal. I was a white-collar criminal. A lot of companies don't want to. It's hard enough to get a job when you have a felony. But when you have white-collar crimes and they look at you as a thief, although I've never gone into the store and stolen from anybody, but they look at you as though, you would go in and manipulate the books. And to be honest, at some point I probably would have in my past. And so it's very, very difficult, when you have counterfeiting and things of that nature on your background. Nevertheless, Papa John's gave me a job. I said, you know what? I'm going to go get me another car, man. I had been running my car in the dirt, in the ground. And so I said, I'm going to go get me another car. I go and I get me a car. It's a nice, I want to say a 2019 Impala, Chevy Impala. Nice, fully loaded. Barely had to put anything down. I got a 720 credit score. Not the greatest of credit scores in the world, but it's certainly not the worst. It's enough to where I can pretty much get whatever I want within reason. 5% APR. Yeah, that part. I get this car. I'm door dashing. And I'm working at Papa John's just as well. Money's really, really starting to stack up. Because on the days that I'm off from Papa John's, I'm door dashing. And even on the days that I do work at Papa John's, I may DoorDash a couple hours before I go into work or a couple hours after work. Y'all rock with me, man. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. As I mentioned, everything's looking good for me. I got these credit cards. I'm barely using the cards. I know how to manipulate credit. I don't necessarily want to say manipulate credit, but I know how to use credit. Credit is to be used simply because you want to use it, not because you're dependent on it and you have to use it. So I got these cards. I got about 4 or 5 credit cards. A couple platinum cards, $10,000 limits, $8,000 limits, $5,000 limits. Go buy some gas, $50, $60 or what have you, pay it right off. That's how I'm using my credit. I'm trying to be very, very responsible. I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about a mortgage. I'm thinking about, the things that I should have been doing. I should have been at this point 20 years ago. I told a story about how I got careless. I went in to a restaurant one day, door dashing, left my car running. There was nowhere to park. I'm thinking to myself, well, I've been in here several times. Typically, I go in, it's ready. I'm right back out. Every single time, but this particular day was different. I go inside. Order's not ready, but I'm able to see my vehicle. When I think back in hindsight, I don't know what that would have done. It's not like I'm superhuman or anything, So if somebody had jumped in the car, even though I could see the car and sped off, what am I going to do? Nevertheless, that's how I was thinking. Make a long scenario short, somebody stole my car. while I was inside of the restaurant, turned my head for 10, 15 seconds, my car was gone. Car was gone for a while. Insurance company gave me an extension as far as, because typically they're going to write it off if your car's not found within so many days or what have you. Typically, you're not going to find your vehicle. They gave me an extension. Now, at the time, I had stopped making my car payment because I'm like, I don't have the car. I'm not going to make the payment. I'm going to pay me behind. I finally get the car back, but they take it to the police station. They have to analyze the car and go through it and do whatever they do as police officers. So by the time I get the car back, I'm 2 months behind. I'm going to make a payment on that Friday. On that Wednesday, they came and got my car. Repoed it. I'm sick. I'm going to get my car back, but then I'm advised that the repo is going to be on my credit regardless. It's a repossession. That started the I guess you want to say the downfall, the snowball effect. All this time, all this effort, all this hard work. Somebody steals my car because of my foolishness, leaving the car running like a fool. Car's gone. Credit's instantly ruined. I have another vehicle. But I want my 2019 Impala. I want my Impala back. That was my, it was the first car that I ever really had in my name to where I was financing and I was doing so great and doing so well in life. See, when you're out here and you living as a convicted felon, life can get kind of challenging at times. Now, I'm definitely not, giving a sob story or anything of that magnitude because I didn't have to make the choices that I made in life. See, misery is a choice. I chose to be miserable at certain times. I've mentioned before in prior videos, I came up. I didn't get in trouble I don't have a juvenile record. I wasn't out there running the streets. I'm no better than no one else. I come from a single parent home. I knew who my dad was, but he didn't bother once, no disrespect on him, RIP to him. But he didn't bother once, him and my mother got a divorce when I was 3 years old. My mother raised me. My family had a village. My mother has 9, 10 brothers and sisters. Everybody chipped in to help out with me with my upbringing. Came up playing sports. Went to school. Went to college. Didn't finish, but went to college for 2 years. Played football in college for my first year. And so this whole criminal aspect came along once I became an adult. Although I was an adult in society's eyes, I was still just a kid. Came into a large sum of money. That's all she wrote. Once that money was gone, I missed the lifestyle. I missed being able to go and buy whatever I wanted to buy within reason now. It ain't like I was sitting on $500,000-$600,000, but I'm sitting on about $75,000-$80,000 as a 22-year-old. Pretty much get what I wanted to get. Again, within reason. All of these things that you deal with as being a felon, can't vote. Now, you can get your voting rights back, but you have to be off probation, parole for an extended amount of time. Can't carry, meaning that you can't protect yourself. Not only can you not carry, you can't even carry let's just say you have a blade or a knife. It can't be over 3-4 inches long. Pause, double pause, triple pause. When you go to rent an apartment, they're going to look at your background. Oh, no, sir. Yeah, they're going to charge you that $80, $100 application fee. Oh, no, sir. Can't get a passport. You can get a passport once you're off parole or probation. Can't get life insurance. Life insurance. You want to secure the future of your kids and your loved ones Don't serve your own probation or parole. No, no, sir, Mr. Kins. Well, when can I get it in? You got to be off for at least 1 year for us to remotely even think about giving you life insurance. Can't get this job, can't get that job. You can work at a factory. You can do fast food. You can sell cars. You can be a janitor, and even being a janitor is not even, because depending on what building that you're working in, they're going to want to do a background check on you just in case anything comes up missing. You can be a barber. You can go do construction. You can drive trucks. Shout out to all my truck drivers, man. Y'all should make triple of what y'all make, man. Y'all be safe out there on them roads, on them streets, man. Them truck drivers, man, I'm telling you. Everything that we order online, if it's not for the truck drivers, guess what? We're not going to get it. And if we get it, it's not going to be next day. It's not going to be 2 days. It might be 2 years, and I'm being facetious, but it might be a couple weeks. So shout out to the truck drivers, man. And all the people. Shout out to everybody, man. The medical supply drivers, the Uber, DoorDash, the people working in the hospitals, man, the restaurants, you working them 16-hour shifts, 24-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts, whatever the case may be. They listen to my channel and they say, Real Kins, man, you really helped me get through my shift. I did not want to be here. I didn't know how I was going to be able to, and I'm not giving myself any sort of credit. I'm just simply saying these are the things that have been told to me in my comments. Shout out to everybody, man. Everybody. All of those jobs and professions that I mentioned, there's absolutely nothing wrong with those things at all. So I'm not slighting those. I'm not saying that those are things that you shouldn't do, or it's just I wasn't interested in doing those things. Basically, the point that I'm trying to make is you're limited as far as what you can do. But again, you make your bed, guess what? That same bed you made, you have to lay in it. I'd rather be out here struggling, trying to figure out what I can do next legally, opposed to being in a penitentiary. It's like night and day. So you have all of these things going through your mind, my mind anyway. Car's gone. I get my insurance check. I get a nice insurance check. For the items that was missing, that was in my vehicle, I get about 8 bands, 8,000. I got this $8,000 check. I probably got 5,000 or 6,000 saved up. Not a lot of money to a lot of people, but to an individual that's, delivering pizzas and door dashing and that's a nice little, starter kit, if you will. I'm sitting on about 13,000, 14,000 now. In my mind, I'm thinking, I got 13,000 or 14,000, but I need a vehicle now. See, the car that I was driving, it wasn't really gonna hold up much longer. It was already smoking. Anybody ever had a vehicle that was smoking? You got to pull over, raise the hood up, and put water in the, in the little thing, container or whatever. Where the anti-coolant is supposed to go, the Freon or what have you. So it's like, man, antifreeze rather. I got to get me another vehicle because this vehicle is not going to hold up much longer. I got this job. They're not, at the time, they didn't have vehicles for us to drive. So my mind is convincing me. My mind is, man, hit that casino, Kins. You got 13,000, 14,000. Now you can really, really do what you want to do because you have the amount of money to be competitive at the casino. See, when you go to the casino and you got $300 or $400 or $800,000, that ain't no money. But what I'm not realizing is 13,000, 14,000 ain't no money either, for real, in the major scheme of things. I make my mind up. I'm going to the casino. I never will forget the deposit hits my account. My little phone goes off. I see it was like 8,400. I'm gone. I take about 3,000 down there with me. I lose that. Mind you, I hadn't been to the casino. Wow. I hadn't been to the casino in years at this point. Lose the 3 bands. 3,000. Now I'm chasing waterfalls. Instead of me just saying, first of all, I shouldn't have gone, period. But instead of me saying, you know what, at 3,000 it's gone, there's nothing I can do about it. It was a bad decision. I shouldn't have gone. Let that be. Get me a vehicle. Get back on my grind with working, and I never stopped working. But now I gotta go get my 3,000 back. Y'all just hit me for 3,000, and y'all think I'm going out like Willie Lump Lump? Yeah, you can Google Willie Lump Lump if you don't know who Willie Lump Lump is. Hell, I don't even know who Willie Lump Lump is. It's just what people say it. They've been saying it for years. You think I'm going out like Willie Lump Lump? Take another 3,000 the next day. Lose that. Lost half my bankroll. Not in the best of moods at this point. A few days later, because, I have to work. So when I'm working, I can't go to the casino. A few days later, what have you, I'm off work. Go back, lose that. Another 3,000. Disgusted. That old familiar feeling that I felt so many times prior, I'm feeling again. Go back to the casino. Lose another 3,000. And I've lost pretty much everything that I had because I did some things with the money. I didn't lose like every dime at the casino. So, I took a few thousand and did some things with it. And I'm at ground zero. 4 trips to the casino, I'm at ground zero. I got these credit cards. I had a beautiful situation at Chase Bank, Navy Federal Credit Union. I get a cash advance on a credit card. They're going to charge you damn near 100% for a cash advance. Not literally, but the interest rate is very, very astronomically high, to say the least. $2,500. Another $2,500. I blow my Chase account out the water. I got a credit line with Republic Bank. A few days later, I blow that out the water. Had like a $3,000 limit with them. My Navy Federal, I blow that out the window. It's a blessing to even get in with Navy Federal Credit Union. I had a $7,800 credit line. Blow that out the window. Damn near all at the casino. Fast forward in a few months, I'm trying my best to maintain my credit. I'm trying my best. But it's so difficult because I'm paying on maybe 3 to 4 credit cards. So when I'm sending in $150, $120, let's just say I send in a $150 payment. The first $120 is going towards interest. Oh, it's not even putting a dent in it. I'm paying interest. I maintained for about 4 or 5 months. I can't do it any longer. Credit starts to plummet. Credit has already plummeted because of the repo of the vehicle. I held on as long as I possibly could. At the time, this is my mind frame. This is what I was thinking. Man, forget these payments, man. Things at the job weren't going the same. They had made some changes. DoorDash was becoming more and more popular. Instead of being able to take 3 orders at once, now we could only take 2. We come back to the store from a delivery. Instead of there being several orders waiting on us as far as drivers, there's no orders. So now we got to wait 15, 20, 30 minutes between orders because they're door dashing all the orders. The manager and I, we having words. We're getting into it almost every day. Major scheme of things, it wasn't the manager's fault. He's being pressured by corporate. Get these orders out of the door. Out the door time. That's what they call it. From the time that the customer places the order, they want those orders out of the door by any means necessary. That's why they use DoorDash a lot. It's business. I understand it. I don't mean I have to like it, but I understand it. As a result, the drivers suffer the most. I'm bringing in $1,000 a week easily. On a bad week, $900. I'm bringing in $1,000 a week. That's just in tips. I see my money start to vastly decline. My relationship was already on the rocks anyway, but and a lot of that was me. I take the majority of the responsibility for that. But when the money wasn't right, I'm secluded. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to. It's not necessarily I didn't want to be bothered with her. I just didn't want to go out with people. I didn't want to. All I could really think about was money. How am I going to get back? Not necessarily money, but I guess essentially it was money. Is that an oxymoron? Because I said I wasn't thinking about money, but essentially I guess it was money because I could only think about how am I going to possibly get back to where I was at. Once again, chasing waterfalls. Y'all rock with me. Going to work every day. I'm looking for the positives in my life. I still haven't committed a crime. I'm on parole. Doing what I'm supposed to do. Haven't committed any crimes. I'm going to work every day. I got a vehicle to drive. I'm looking for any sort of positive affirmation that I could potentially find. I'm on a delivery one night. I'm at these apartments, and these apartments have 4 levels, 4 floors. They're building them everywhere in Lexington, probably everywhere, period. I'm looking for building number 5. I specifically remember building number 5. 5. Building number 5. I see every other building, 1 through 4, 6 through 12. I cannot find number 5 whatsoever. I'm driving around this parking lot. It's dark outside. I'm frustrated. I'm calling the customer. The customer's not answering the phone. I have to deliver it because it wasn't a cash order. See, if it's a cash order, then I can return it back to the store. But if it's a credit card order in which they've already prepaid, I have to find that address. Plus, I want the customer to get their food. I understand how it is. But at the same time, you're not answering the phone, and I'm frustrated, and I looked up. I've been driving around this parking lot for 15 minutes straight. Eventually, the customer answers the phone. I deliver the pizza. I go back to the store. I never will forget that tears just started to stream down my face. See, I never cried in prison but one time. And that was when my 4-year-old daughter was screaming, "Daddy, please, why can't Daddy?" When we was on visitation and it was time to go. And she was old enough to "Daddy, come with us, please." But no, I want my daddy. Why? No, Daddy, please. And my mother's carrying her out. Give me a second, man. Give me a second. For y'all that have kids, can you imagine that your 4-year-old daughter, that she doesn't understand you all sitting there and you're coloring and you're playing games during visitation and you're eating and eating the snacks out of the vending machine, and she doesn't understand that you can't go with her when it's time to go. And that image and my mother carrying her, "Daddy, please," and she's crying. I seen the damage that I caused because I was always a part of my daughter's life. It's the one time I cried in prison. As I'm making my way out of that apartment complex, I don't know, just tears just started to stream down my face. See, there's nothing like living with guilt. There's nothing like living with what could have been, should have been, but yet you're living this particular way. Sure, I'm out of prison. Sure, I'm not doing wrong. Sure, I have a job. But you know that you should be doing so much better. You knocking on people's door, ringing people's doorbells, and they open the door, and there's people that are way younger than you that have surpassed you astronomically in life. People that you've gone to high school with. "Hey, how you doing?" But really, in their minds, they're thinking, "Out there delivering pizzas?" They're successful accountants, lawyers, been working at Toyota or particular factory 25 years, or whatever they may be doing, delivering pizzas. They're not going to say that to your face, but you know that some people, not everybody, think that way. Thinking about all the things in life, how my life should have been, but here I am, kind of turned to anger briefly. Here I am out here looking for people to knock on their door, to ring their doorbells. You know that you ordered a pizza, but you won't even cut your light on at night. You know that you ordered a pizza, but I got to stand at your door for 3 or 4 minutes until you decide to come to the door and get your pizza and pay. You know that you ordered a pizza, but your dog is at the door growling and barking. I done been attacked by a pit bull and everything delivering pizza. Delivery driving, as far as pizzas, is one of the most dangerous jobs in America. Not just pizzas, just period. So the DoorDash and the Ubering and all of those things, yeah. But you're at the bottom of the barrel in the major scheme of things, because the people at the top, it's really like a Ponzi scheme. It's a legal Ponzi scheme. Y'all rock with me, man. I'm going to keep it all the way real today. All of these thoughts is just going through my head, and it's just like, oh my God, man. And I couldn't fight back the tears, and the tears started to just stream down my face. I get back to the store. Get myself together, get back to the store. As I'm leaving out to go on my next delivery, the manager says, "Hey, Kens, I got something for you." "Yeah, what's up, man?" He hands me a little piece of paper, had a phone number on it. Somebody called up to the store, and they said, "Call him." There's no name on it, it's just a number. Who is this, man? Who's calling me at the store? After all, everybody that I deal with, they know my number. So who is possibly calling me at the store? But it's at nighttime. It's probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Who is this? First, I wasn't even going to call back. I go on my next delivery, my next few deliveries or whatever. I go to the door, and it's the wrong door. As I mentioned, see, people that I don't think people do it intentionally, but when you order something, it's very, very courteous to have your light on at night for the delivery driver, because you can't see. And then I don't want to pick up the phone and have to call you. I'm trying to make the delivery and be gone. It's not my job. I shouldn't have to get on the phone and call you for something that you know that you ordered. I go to the wrong door. It's very dark. Nobody on the street had their lights on, but I thought that I was at the right house because I'm looking at the numbers on the mailbox as far as the sequences or what have you. So if it's 1776, 1780, 1784, then quite natural, I'm thinking that the next one is 1788, but it wasn't. Go to the wrong door. Dude comes to the door. He got a gun. He don't point it at me, but he brandishes. Hey, I'm sorry, sir. He seen that it was with Papa John's, and he seen, but otherwise, it could have been my body. Could have been my life. The little sign on that we put on top of our cars, Papa John's signs, it wasn't lit up that night, so he didn't even know. Second time that I had a firearm pulled out on me delivering. Y'all rock with me. The first time, it was pointed at me. This time, he just let me know that he had it. Think corporate cares anything about that? No. Get them orders out. Get those orders out. That's what it is. After that happened, I'm already disgusted, but I'm like, wow, is this a sign? Lord, give me a sign. Tell me what's on your mind. Give me a sign. R.I.P. DMX. I called this number back on my way back to the store. Hello? Somebody wanted me to call him? What's up, my dog? What's up? Who is this? I'ma just throw a name. Man, it's your dog, man. This is G. I'm just throwing a name out there. G, yeah, G. Man, I seen your videos, man, on YouTube. I see you work at Papa John's, but I ain't know how to reach you, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? I figured out I called around a few different locations and found out which location you worked at. Oh, what's up, man? How you doing, man? You good? Yeah, man. How's the family? Everything's cool, man. Look, man, I need to holler at you. What's up, man? Let's put the band back together, man. I got about 2-3 people. They trying to get this money. They ready to get it. You heard me? Let's put the band back together. Now, for you all that don't know, let's put the band back together means that, actually, probably nobody knows. Put the band back together means all of my crimes were crimes of in cahoots. I've always had several co-defendants. Counterfeiting checks, money, credit cards. It takes other individuals. I'm not going into the bank. I'm not presenting anybody with any, counterfeit credit card. So you get other individuals to do it, in which I've already done time for everything that I'm speaking of. Everything that's going on in my life, I'm so distraught. I'm so down. I might have 500 to my name. I don't even know if I got 500 at this point. Probably not. To be honest, probably not. See, I always opted to do the white collar crimes because I've been in them streets. I done been in the mud. I done been in the trap house. But that money just wasn't fast enough for me. And I knew that ultimately I would get to the point to where it was fast enough for me. But guess what? Not only would I be in the feds, I would be under the feds. Because I'm going to push it to the limit. No Limit Records, man. We pushing it all the way. There's no telling how much time. I would probably never see the streets again. With that white collar money. To be able to come up on 30, 40,000 within a couple weeks. If that long. It was nothing like it. So I thought. So I thought. Key phrase, so I thought. Now I'm thinking about all the times that I done came up on money. I'm thinking about all the times like, wow, I'm down right now. I can use a 40 grand. I can get this 40,000, pay these credit cards off, get these people off my back. Although I wasn't able to maintain the $120, $150 payment, I was still sending in something. But if I can just pay these off, get me a car, and still have, some thousands, 5,000, 6,000 left over, I'm cool. Mind playing tricks on me. Mind's playing tricks on me. I'm going to hit you back, my dog. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to see what, man, look, I already got 2 or 3 people lined up. They got fake IDs. They got one girl or 2 girls. She's on the run. She don't care. She already knows she's going to go do time. Same thing I've already heard time and time and time and time again. Now, this individual, they called me G. I've done crime with him before. Fortunately, he just didn't get caught up in the mix. Everybody else went to prison when really they didn't. I went to prison. My dog 5-star. Shout out to the 5-star General. General, I salute you. Second interview coming real soon with 5-star. My dog Sko. R.I.P. Sko. 5-star General himself. Vice Lord. But other than that, the remainder 14 co-defendants, nobody went to prison. I'm thinking about this. For the first time that I've been out, I'm really thinking like, man, I might have to go on and make it slick. After all, if I just hit one time, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be straight. I ain't never going to have to go back to this again. Y'all seen the movie Blow? I'll never have to do this again. Never. I'm really thinking about this. Get back to the store, get my next delivery. Me and the manager looking at each other sideways. I don't care. I can go get a job anyway. It's a fly-by-night job. This is in my mind. This is what I was thinking at this time. I can go get another job delivering. I can go. My cousin, my first cousin, my mother's sister's son ran. Okay, he was second in command at this particular factory. It wasn't even really a factory, but I'll just call it a factory, like a distribution center or whatever. He had asked me to come work for them. I would run the whole warehouse, $20 an hour, but that just wasn't what I wanted to do. I don't want to be confined all day long. Got over 10 years in the Department of Corrections, the Kentucky Department of Corrections. Google me. Now, it ain't going to be nothing violent. It ain't going to be nothing violent. I ain't never proclaimed to be violent. But time is time, regardless of why you doing time. Time is time. I ain't never snitched on nobody. Nah, that's not really but I appreciate it, cuz I appreciate you thinking about me, but nah, that's not what I want to do. Get back to the store. As I mentioned, the manager and we not really saying anything, but, he looking at me, I'm looking at him. All right, man, go on. I go on and deliver I had 2 orders. I delivered the first order. I'm like, man, I'm about to get this money, man. Forget this, man. Forget all this. I'm about to get this money, man. My phone goes off again. I look at my phone. It's a text message. PJ Manager is what I had him saved under. Oh, man, what's he want? I look at the text. It's a screenshot. The first words that I read is, I've been ordering Papa John's for over 25 years. I'm thinking to myself, what did I do now? Because I often had, I'm not going to say often, but I did have from time to time customers that would call in and complain about my customer service repertoire. Not necessarily repertoire, but skills, I guess. But see, a lot of times customers lie. Not all customers, but a lot of times, he was rude to me, so I need my order free next time. I didn't get my order. My order was cold. I had one person that called in and said that I called them a cracker. I love everybody. Everybody knows I ain't call nobody no cracker. And they was going to fire me over it, man, based on what the customer said. It was totally false. 100% false. A lie. Outright lie. I continue to read the screenshot text message that he sent me. I've been ordering Papa John's for over 25 years. And I must say, oftentimes, my order is brought to me by delivery. I've never, ever had a driver be so polite to me and nice to me in my life. He's delivered to my house several times. And every single time, he is so courteous and so kind and so thoughtful. And I just wanted to let it be known, because, you know, you can do reviews when people make deliveries, when drivers make deliveries. And I just wanted to make it known that this guy's the best driver as far as, you know, being polite that I've ever experienced. If I could give him 100 stars, I would. But the most I can give him is 5. So that's what I give him. She included a $50 tip. The $50 tip was appreciated, but it was somewhat irrelevant because I not necessarily irrelevant because, again, I appreciate it, but I'm thinking about what she said. She took her time to type that in. I don't even know who it was because it didn't tell me who. I don't know who it was. Once again, tears start streaming down my eyes like a little bitch. To think that somebody that was in prison. See, prisoners are often thought of as the scum of the earth. Somebody that has fought through so many trials and tribulations and battles on my own accord, because I did it to myself. Nobody did this to me. I did it to myself. I take full 100% accountability. I ain't always agree with the time that they gave me. But I take full accountability as far as the crimes that I committed. And you have a person that thinks enough of you to call in. Not necessarily call in, but get on the app and give a great review and tip you an additional $50, man. Thought about that. The tears are streaming down my eyes. I think about the disappointment all the years, the graduations, the games, the soccer games, my kids, my mother. She's getting older, and just the disappointment, the relationships that I've ruined because I was in jail. And I'm thinking, nah, you supposed to be. I'm watching them rap videos. You supposed to be down for me. You my DAB, my down ass B word. You supposed to be here, man. Be here every weekend. Send me this money. I'm not even thinking about the times that she can barely even have. She's going to donate plasma just to send me money. We very, very selfish when we in prison. Now, y'all hearing me? Rock with me. Respectfully. See, when you're in prison, man, you feel as though, man, I'm the one locked up. I'm the one doing time. No, everybody's doing time. Because of you, because of me, because of our actions. Life is already hard, so now I got to figure out a way to send you $40, $50, $60 a week to make sure that you're good in there, to make sure that you can eat. But yet when you was home, I was fixing you home-cooked meals every night, and you wasn't even coming home. Ended up having to throw half of that stuff away. I got to figure out a way to come and see you so that you won't be upset at me and think that I'm out here doing something with somebody else when, in all actuality, my brakes are squeaking so bad that I don't even know if I'm going to be able to stop at a stop sign, at a red light, at a pedestrian. But I think so much of you that I'm willing to risk it all. These are the type of things that women have to go through, mothers and loved ones, and because we're in there, no, man, I need this, man, this food is nasty. I need to go to the commissary, man. I need you to come and see me. I need. I know all about it. I know all about it. That was me. Ruin relationships, friendships. You ain't real. You ain't send me no money the whole time. Man, life is very, very difficult. People are barely having the ability, if you will, to take care of themselves. How they gonna take care of another person that chose to? I put myself in prison. Nobody put me in prison. I put myself in prison. But now I'm looking for the world. I'm looking for the people that's supposed to be the real ones to take care of me. No, that's not how it works. But at the time, that's how I thought. Thinking about all of these things. I go into my phone, I take that number, I block it. Once the number is blocked, I go into my call log, I delete that number. I delete it. When I get back to the store, I say, hey, bro, I apologize for my attitude that I've had. I'm a little frustrated over this door. I think you're all a little over zealous, a little, much with this DoorDash. After all, I was making $1,000 a week, seeing $1,000 a week. Now I'm seeing about $600 a week. 40% of your income. I don't think anybody's going to be happy about that. But guess what? Anything else I can do? Can I come in the mornings? Can I work other people's shifts? Can I work extra? Whatever it takes to make up that 40%. And by the way, if anybody ever calls the store again and leaves a message, do not accept it. He does not work here anymore. You can't be my friend. You never went. You wasn't in the gym with me. What Drake say? You wasn't in the gym with me. You know what I mean? Like, you never did no time based upon what we did. Nobody ever mentioned your name. But then you want to call me talking about putting the band back together because you need me. You are not capable of putting the band, but you know that I am. I can put the band back together. I know how to go and get. If somebody told me, and this is real talk, if somebody told me now I'd have to do the research because things change often. Kens, within 2 months, you need 100 bands. You think I couldn't do it? You bet your motherfucking bottom dollar I could go do it. You heard me? But the consequences, I don't, no. No longer will I be a disappointment. No longer will I make my daughter cry and she's trying to figure out how she's going to eat and how she's... And it wasn't that dramatic because my mother and, she always had family support. But the point that I'm making is I'm done making people cry, man. I tell my manager that. I changed my mentality. I realized, like, that whole message that lady sent changed my entire demeanor. At this point, I didn't have a YouTube channel. I would watch YouTube. I would watch Big Hurt. Fresh Out Prison series. Big Hurt. But I didn't really watch a lot of prison channels. After all, I've been in prison so many years. Over 10 years. Why would I watch? And I'm going to say this before I go. It's an individual, Trap Talk Blue. Y'all go check out Trap Talk Blue. He's out of Detroit, Michigan. Doesn't necessarily talk about prison, but he's raw. Understand that he's raw, but he's real. I will watch him. No thumbnails, no editing, no nothing. See, YouTube for me is a relaxation moment. Like, I watch YouTube even to this day. But never did I think about starting a YouTube channel. I'm scrolling through one night. See a guy pop up on the screen, white guy. Got a fresh fitted hat on. I don't remember what the title was. This looks interesting. Let me check him out. Get to watching the video. The more I watch, the more I enjoy it. Da-na-na-na-na. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life. Man, this dude's pretty interesting. I can really relate because all the stories that he's telling, I've gone through, I've been through them. One video turns to two, two turns to four. So I continue to watch his videos. One day my girl says, hey baby, I mean, you watch Jay Williams all the time. Big hurt. But I noticed that you're watching more of Jay Williams. Why don't you start your channel? Nobody want to hear what I got to say. Why not? It ain't like you don't have stories. You've done over 10 years in the Kentucky Department of Corrections. Document it. Document it. Make no story up about myself. None. I don't make no stories up, period. I wasn't no gorilla in prison, but I wasn't no punk either. Got whooped. Whooped a couple dudes. Didn't really even get whooped that many times, but I lost a couple fights, you know. Stand-up guy. Continue to watch Jay Williams. He's telling these stories, and man, I might try it. So if you ever notice, if you all go back to my early videos, I didn't know what direction, because I didn't necessarily want to just do prison stories. I would just get on there and try to talk about the hot topics. I didn't know what I was doing. Halfway still don't know what I'm doing now. Started my channel and never looked back. I will always give credit to Jay Williams, man. Had channels like the Dante Show Network reach out to me at an early stage. Hey, bro, I like your style. I think you can go a long way in this business. Get at me. Dante from the Dante Show Network. Shout out to Dante. Trap Talk Blue. All these guys believed in me. When I didn't even really take it serious, to be honest, at this particular moment. Years later, got my YouTube channel. And I'm on my way. But just think that if I had have entertained that call from G, yeah, man, you right, man, let's get the band back together. I'd be in prison, or I'd definitely be on my way to prison, man. You're going through something in life, understand there's stairs, not an elevator. I got that from Joyce Meyer. There's stairs, there's not an elevator. When you try to take the elevator, it's looking good at one particular moment, but guess what? You get knocked all the way back down. And starting over and starting over and starting over, eventually you're not going to get another opportunity to be able to start over, man. You're going through something in life, it may not necessarily be criminal. You may be battling addiction or relationship issues, or just mental health is real, man. If you're going through something, hopefully this video is able to inspire you to find your higher power, whatever your higher power may be. I'm a Christian. Jesus Christ, my Savior, my Lord and my Savior. But everybody, everybody has different, higher powers. That's the only way you're going to be able to turn things around in your life. I don't go to the casino at this point. Still haven't gotten all the way back. My credit is still, but hey, guess what? Guess what? I got my freedom. I wake up every morning. I woke up this morning. So I still have another opportunity. I still have another chance at life to get better, man. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive, man. Shout out to everybody, man. I love everybody. You heard me? Everybody. I love you, man. Real Kens TV.